travel enthusiasts, and welcome back to Travel Ventures. I'm your host, Ray Jurisic, and in this video I'm going to cover the event that I went to outside of Las Vegas, Nevada, Rail Explorers. So I've posted a video just with the GoPro footage and the actual audio to it already to the channel, but I wanted to cover a bit of what went on with this event so that you have a better idea in case you want to go do it yourself. So as you can see here, we are at a rail station, actually the Nevada Museum of Railways, and we are going to go ahead and do the Rail Explorers. Here is one of our guides who's explaining sort of the rules and the safety measures for the event. With this, we are riding on a tandem bicycle that goes on the rails. As he explains here, there is a motor that is attached to the right-hand seat of the tandem bicycle. You can also get a quad bike for this if you have a larger family, but for now it was just my girlfriend and myself, so we just got a tandem here. The pricing for this I thought was fairly reasonable for what we were doing, and it came out to, I believe, right around $95 with taxes for the actual ride. So he's going over the safety procedures. There is a handbrake on the right-hand seat as well, so I can control the speed of the bike as we're going. With it, basically, you don't have to pedal too hard. The first portion of the ride, which is 4.5 miles long, is mostly downhill. The ride back will then, of course, be uphill, but again, with the motor on the bike, as long as you just sort of pedal on the right-hand seat, it kicks that motor in, and it allows it to be a very smooth trip. I'm not the most athletic person myself, but I really didn't find that this was overly challenging. So really, for people of all ages and capability levels, I think that this is really a fun thing to do. For myself, as I said, I'm a bit on the heavier side, and yet with the pedaling and stuff, I really didn't get out of breath. I really didn't feel overly exhausted by any means. And even afterwards, I didn't feel like I was overly drained. The motor really allows for a fun travel experience here, and just allows you to enjoy the experience and enjoy the sights instead of focusing too much on the actual stress of pedaling. So here we are now on the Rail Explorers, and we're left linked together with the other groups that are joining us. There's also a guide at the front of the pack, and there's a guide at the back as well. They leave us linked right now because we're going to be crossing a fairly major road here. They will have the railway guards come down and such, but they leave us connected until we get across the road just for safety purposes and to make sure we're not blocking the road for an extended period. Now, as I said, there are guides at the front and back, so that way if you have any issues, somebody is there to take care of those issues for you. We didn't find any complications on the journey ourselves, so it went very smoothly, but it is nice to know that there are those associates there who are going to be able to help in case you do have an issue along the journey. So we've gotten across the road here. We're just going to move down a little bit, and then they're going to come and have us stop, and then they will separate the different Rail Explorers, giving us a little spacing between the vehicles so that we can enjoy the ride. Also at this point, they go ahead and allow you to take photos, or they will take a photo for you. Here's one of my girlfriend, who is now actually my fiance, and myself on the Rail Explorer. Then we go ahead and start along our journey here. As I said, it is a 4.5 mile journey where we leave this railway museum area and we head down towards Las Vegas. If you've ever been to Las Vegas and you're coming from the southern side, from Arizona or such, this is an area that you're fairly familiar with. There's a few roads here that connect with the major highway. In the opposite direction is the Hoover Dam, but this is going towards Las Vegas, and the mountains in front of us sort of form a barrier that you'll then descend off of going into Las Vegas proper. For the Rail Explorer itself, we will be going just basically to these mountains, and you'll actually at the end of the ride in this direction see the casino that sort of is the entranceway, I'd almost say, to Las Vegas. So for now, I'll go ahead and speed up the footage here, and that way you can enjoy the overall ride. But as I said, if you want to see the ride in its totality with the audio and stuff that was going on, I do have a separate video on the channel of that. I will say I apologize for the audio as it is because it was a very, very windy day that day. There's nothing really I could do about it, but I did want to leave that audio in that video so you could hear the sounds of the railway as we were going along. But for this, as I said, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the video here till we get to the halfway point. Here's a bit of footage that I didn't put into the other video because I didn't think it really meant anything without context. So what you're seeing here is actually at the midway point, the guides will go ahead and actually lift up each of the Rail Explorer vehicles and spin it around so that it's facing in the opposite direction. So that's how at the midway point here you get from going in the one direction to get going in the other direction. For now, we're just at the nice comfortable seating over here while they go ahead and make this adjustment. Then we begin our journey back towards the railway museum here. As I said, it's another 4.5 miles, this time primarily uphill, but as I said, it really didn't feel at all different for us thanks to the motor that's on the vehicle. So with that, I don't really think there's much more for me to say right here. At the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and speed up this the video of the travel back, because again, if you want to see it in real time, you can go ahead and watch the other video on the channel. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up so that we get back to the Railway Museum. And at the end of this video, I've gone ahead and included the photos that my fiance took of our expedition here, as well as photos that she took at the Rail Explorer Museum itself. And I put in a few GoPro videos that I also took while we were at the Railway Museum. This was both my fiance and I's first time doing a Rail Explorer, but I will say that this is something that we both plan on doing again in the future, particularly at the other Rail Explorers that are sprinkled throughout the country. I think it's a really fun thing to do. It gives you a different perspective both of the landscape of the area as well as the rails themselves. So if you're somebody who's a train enthusiast, or if you have kids in your family who are train enthusiasts, this is an event I highly recommend. Because of the motor that's on the Rail Explorer, it's something that anyone of any age can really do and enjoy. And with having both the dual bikes like we were on here, as well as the quad, you can have it where you can have a full family go with this. So this is something, as I said, I do definitely recommend If you're in the Las Vegas area, this one is a fun event. It took roughly an hour and a half, but you might want to plan for 2 hours worth of your time while in the Las Vegas area to do this. But as I was saying, it is something I do highly recommend doing, as it's a unique opportunity for a family. So if you enjoy what's in the video, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you all again for the next video of Travel Ventures.